Mr. Speaker, I yield at this time 5 minutes to the distinguished chairman of the Science Committee, Representative Bart Gordon of Tennessee.
I thank my friend.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, as I've watched this healthy debate over the last 2 days, I keep thinking about an email that I received from a lady in Springfield, Tennessee. You would never accuse this woman of not supporting the troops because her husband was a soldier serving in Iraq. He was a month from returning home to his wife and his two daughters. But he was ordered to stay in Iraq for another 6 months because our troops are spread so thin. He hasn't been home since October of 2005. These are the words that she wrote to me. Mr. Gordon, we need to help other countries, but there are already 3,000 families in America whose lives will never be the same. I want, need, and would love to see my husband again. Mr. Speaker, this lady supports the troops. I support the troops in Iraq, and I believe everyone in this chamber supports our troops. They perform their missions with bravery and honor, and I commend them for the job they're doing. But I'm unconvinced that deploying more troops and spending more money is the right strategy, and I'm not the only one. General Colin Powell said in December, I'm not persuaded that another surge of troops into Baghdad for the purposes of suppressing this civil war will work. General George Casey, the former commander of U.S. forces in Iraq, said last month, it's always been my view that a heavy and sustained American military presence was not going to solve the problem in Iraq. In December, it was reported that the Joint Chiefs of Staff unanimously disagreed with the concept of troop escalation. General Colin Powell, General George Casey, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, these are men who support the troops. Yet these American generals, the Iraqi Study Group, and the Iraqi Prime Minister have all opposed this troop surge. We have 4 other surges since we first went to Iraq. None produced a lasting change on the ground. In October, more combat troops were sent into Baghdad to fight the growing violence there. Unfortunately, the sectarian violence has only grown worse. Many have endured great sacrifices in the 4 years this war has been waged. More than 3,000 Americans have lost their lives. 23,000 more have been wounded. We've spent more than $350 billion, with many billions more to go. We've been in Iraq longer than we were involved in World War II, and there is no end in sight. For 1,300 years, Sunnis have been fighting Shias. Now is the time for the Iraqis to take more responsibility for securing the peace in their own nation. No one has offered any evidence that 20,000 more American troops will change the direction of a 4-year-old war or 1,300 years of history. I yield back the balance of my time.